Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Mr Deputy Speaker, I would like to also thank all members who've taken part in today's debate on uprating benefits. Today offers members the chance to vote on government spending on supporting the vulnerable, and it takes place at a time when families and pensioners across the country face an unprecedented cost of living crisis. And we have an important opportunity to debate the government's response. Mr Deputy Speaker, I'm afraid that based on the government's actions and on what we've heard today, this response has let down both families and it's also let down pensioners. As my honourable friend, the member for Westminster North, said earlier, this year's uprating will at best serve to maintain the severely reduced real terms value of benefits that have been eroded over the past decade. The inadequate safety net provided by this government has, as expected, contributed to an increased number of children living in poverty, to deepening poverty and to an increasing need for food banks. I should add it has also led to pensioners having to wait months for the state pension to be increased in line with inflation, and for those approaching retirement to have been placed under unnecessary stress and uncertainty as the government has floated the idea of bringing forward the increase in the state pension age to 68. This has been suggested in the media, but without proper public consultation, breaking the long-standing convention that pension policy is developed by consensus. Mr Deputy Speaker, the government's response to the cost of living crisis has been deeply disappointing, and I would like to just ask one specific question of the Minister about a particular aspect of policy while I have the opportunity. One issue facing couples is the one where one member of a couple is on universal credit and the other receives the state pension. Pensioners in this situation are not allowed to claim pension credit, and this may have a significant impact on their income. I would like the Minister to explain this to me, if he may, in his remarks, and to write to me about it. And will he also consider changing this harsh and unnecessary policy? Mr Deputy Speaker, moving on and turning to the contributions made from across the House, it was clear that there was a great deal of feeling and interest in this matter tonight. We discussed the cost of living crisis, child poverty and pensioner poverty. Food and fuel prices were rising faster than the uprating of benefits. Pensioners needed more support. And many speakers criticised the government for disapplying the triple lock, and they also called on ministers to speed up the take-up of pensions credit. Returning to today's motion, I would like to make clear that, of course, we will be supporting the motion. However, the government deserves no praise for its actions, as my honourable friend said earlier, and I would like to urge the Minister to rethink the approach of the government, both to annual uprating and more generally. The government has let down some of the most vulnerable people in this country, and it has been doing this at a time of great financial pressure. So I hope the Minister will reflect on this when he responds to the House tonight. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Minister.